Hello folks, this is Attorney Carlos Garcia from Garcia Law Firm in Tijuana, and today I'm gonna tell you a real story which just happened to me last week as a consequence of these videos I've been recording for you guys. One client, one viewer just gave me a call and got in touch with me, and he requested my services to help him to buy this land who was being offered in La Paz, Baja California Sur, in Mexico. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you this story as the best I can, so you can have a glimpse of what can you face or what can you be facing during the process of buying a land in Mexico. Now, first I would like to mention that my first recommendation will be to not sign any document via internet. Do not sign any document, no eco signs, no I'm gonna send you this document, you print it, sign and then send it back to my email. That doesn't work in Mexico. It's not an official, it's not taken as a serious document, and it's massively difficult to prove anything during a legal process if you do some things like that. Another very massively important thing, do not make any deposit to any bank account, which they are calling like a trust account in Mexico. Then the reason why is because we don't have that kind of entities in Mexico as an official entity. So you could be facing a serious problem if you send the money just like that to some entity they are promising you that is an official entity. Not even if you are doing these deposits to an American entity. Why? Because maybe the guy who's receiving the money in Mexico, he's gonna steal from you. So yeah, it is massively difficult to explain like all the events that you could face. But my recommendation, if you're gonna do any purchase in Mexico, if you're gonna buy a house or something, any property, make sure you're doing the payments to the right person, to the and to at the bank account, and you have a receipt from this person signed by him or by legal representative of the entity if you're buying from an entity. Okay, moving forward. So yeah, my client has this property in mind, and it was a nice property, the property he was looking for, and the seller, just like any other seller in the world, he was pushing really hard to my client, saying that, you know what, I have this other client which is a potential client, and you are one of the very many clients I have waiting for this property, supposed to be. And my client was having doubts. That's the reason why he calls me, and after I gave a call to this guy, the seller was saying that he was trying to push me in order to push my client and to sign these documents he was about to send. So my first thing to do was, okay, send me the contract to take a look to the contract and see that, make sure that everything is okay. And then he says, no, you know what, no, he needs to sign first a proposal. Okay, send the proposal, we're gonna take a look to the documents and then move forward. On the next day, this seller he sends instead of this proposal, he sends another document which is called a promissory contract according to them. So as I opened, my client then sends me the contract to my email. I opened this contract, and then I just realized that the translations between one contract and the Spanish contract American English and Spanish, they didn't match. I mean, at the first glimpse you say, okay, you know what, maybe they committed small mistakes, or they just they need to do an adjustment, and that's it, no? So yeah, it was as we were reading the document, we realized that first of all, the description of the property, it was incomplete. It was done just like just you can realize they were trying to avoid all the details. So that was first my okay, this is not good. So then as you continue reading, you're gonna see that they are granting my client just the use and enjoyment of the property. Use and enjoyment. They were not giving him the possession, the property, and the use and enjoyment, just the enjoyment. So there was no any transfer of property for real. Now, what it was massively clear, that I can assure you, is that they were charging my client with $96,000, and it was very clear the way this amount should be paid. The first payment was 7 days after signing this promissory contract. The second, it was stated that it will be when the concrete structure was done. Okay, what is that? When is that gonna be the concrete structure? How does it work? So I put 2 walls of concrete and that will be it. It's not specified. So yeah, it is ambiguous. The third and final payment will be on May 30, 2021. And it was stated on that weird contract that by then the seller will provide with the property. Please note this word, property, to the client. And on that very same date, they will create the final contract. That contract will be in front of a notary, blah blah blah. What can we say about here? Okay, as I said, till then there was no obligation by anyone to build or construct anything. My client was only obligated to do the payments, and what he was getting was the enjoyment of some property, and that's it. He was not even acquiring the property. Okay? Now, the seller is stating further ahead that he was obligated only under the terms of this document, and he was not obligated, and I'm gonna repeat, he was stating that he was not obligated to any assignment of rights. Okay, so you say, oh, okay, well, then what is this all about? I mean, it is like weird. What is my client getting? So I said, okay, let's move forward. And then if you keep continuing reading, and it says that the seller is only obligated to provide with some property. Okay, then what is he getting? Where is the description? What is the, I mean, again. And then as you continued reading all these weird description, all these weird documents, you're gonna find that it never mentions in the whole contract that somebody is obligated to construct, somebody is obligated to deliver, somebody is, or a date, special date to deliver anything but the payments. And well, yeah, you find out that from my perspective, it was a real and massive scam. And something I noticed is that the way it was written, the document in Spanish and English, it was made on purpose. So you as a client, as the buyer, or with the good intention of buying some property, you will believe that based on what they are saying, it checks and matches with the content of these documents. But if somebody which is not involved directly, if somebody as an attorney, a good attorney, just read this document, is gonna warn you, hey, stay away, do not get involved in this. So that's the reason why my recommendation: find a lawyer before buying anything. And I forgot to mention that on that document, clause number 9, and this is a poem, massive poem. It says clearly that if my client was late by 15 days of one of the payments, my client will lose all the rights and benefits of that contract, which means you're 15 days and you're gone, and the seller has the right to recover his property, and you can kiss your money goodbye. So yeah, what would have happened if my client signed the document and then he gets scammed? Yes, you can put your complaint at the DA and follow all the process, but you are following a process for over a year, 2 years, you never know, and your money will be flying. And even if they catch the scammers, it doesn't mean they're gonna, by then they are not gonna have your money. I mean, it is like very difficult to assure you that they are gonna have the money to pay. So yeah, my recommendation, please be careful, and before doing anything, please get an attorney, a professional attorney. And yeah, you're gonna spend some money, but I mean, at least you're gonna be sure that your money is okay. And if your attorney is collecting some money and you think it's too expensive, you can negotiate with him. But have in mind that, for example, this scammer was trying to push me to convince my client to sign those documents. I didn't follow that story. I mean, I didn't follow his pretensions, but apparently he was trying to offer me some money in order to convince my client. So yeah, go for a good attorney. And something I forgot: do not pay any money to any salesman if he's working for a real estate company. The reason why is because at the end of the sale, he's gonna get some percentage of the sale of this property. So yeah, I hope this example is good for you. And if you think this can help to somebody, please share. And if you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And this is Leia, by the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Take care. Ciao.